So much of that to do. I think you've got more.
I've got more. I thought you had one too.
No, that's good.
All right, let me get through it. Now, this is a special one. Okay, it's happy birthday in advance because it'll be in a bit to my handsome son. This is the message from the mother. To my handsome son, Enam Kojo Penti of Services Primary School, Burma Camp, Accra. You are loved for the little boy you were, the special stress-free teenager you are now, and the wonderful son you will always be. This is from Mommy Dearest, Auntie Ya of Criminal Investigation Department Headquarters in Cantonments, Accra. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. One more.
Let's do it.
Happy birthday to Hanaf Bande of Dolly Memorial. He's 6 years old tomorrow, and some chaotic shouts to him. Right?
All right, as well.
That's from Jackie Ankara.
Yeah, to the Ishan family. They love listening to the JoySports Center. To Michelle Yakoba Ishan, Brainy Ben School, and to your mom and to all of you in the car right now. I know they love listening to it. It's a the JoySports Center is brought to you then.
By MTN, choose your own bundle, your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. Just dial *138# and enjoy bundles that don't expire. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good, also brings us the JoySports Center. Now, the internet is like a highway for your business. Have you ever spent hours downloading your business files or missed a tight deadline because of your unreliable internet? Now, that could be a potential opportunity cost and an opportunity out of the window. With MTN Business, your business cruises on the most reliable, high-speed, secure, dedicated internet service in Ghana. Plus, they offer round-the-clock technical support customized just for your business needs. Call 0244308111 if you live in Kaneshi, Abusil, Kai, Dansuman, Tantra Hill, Bilinkwe, and Achimota now, and enjoy premium internet access specially designed for your business today, everywhere you go. Call 0244308111 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. So what do quad biking in the desert, nice beaches, and lots of shopping centers have in common? Have you ever fancied a fun holiday in Dubai? Well, Standard Chartered wants to make your fancy a reality. Now, it's really simple. Get yourself a Standard Chartered Visa, debit, or credit card. I have one. Use it to pay for your meals, fuel, shopping, fees, and any transactions, and take a closer step to that Dubai trip. The more you transact from now to the 15th of March 2020, the better your chances of winning the ultimate prize, which is an all-expense-paid trip to Dubai with your partner. You could also win any of the over 1,000 monthly prizes, including a new iPhone 11 Pro and a 40-inch TV with DSTV subscription or DSTV decoders with a monthly subscription. It just gets better with Standard Chartered. Just make sure you get yourself a Standard Chartered Visa, debit, or credit card and start swiping to win big. Visit any of their branches or log on to sc.com to apply. Terms and conditions apply. Standard Chartered, here
for good and here for the sports, Kojo. So coronavirus continues to dominate the headlines in sports. It's amazing. If you're listening to this afternoon's locker room, we're talking all about, coronavirus and how it's affecting sports competitions going forward. But we know that the English Premier League is expected to hold an emergency meeting this morning following the number of cases recorded in the last 24 hours. Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta and Chelsea's Callum Hudson-Odoi have all been tested positive. Now, that's huge. So, so far the competitions that have been affected: the Champions League suspended, Europa League suspended, La Liga suspended, Serie A suspended, Bundesliga behind closed doors, League A behind closed doors, some games there as well suspended, Euro 2020 likely to be moved to 2021. And let's stick with the Champions League subject, because the second leg of Manchester City's last 16 second leg there in the game against Real Madrid that was scheduled for this Tuesday. We're going to bring you live commentary on Joy997FM. That has been postponed. The decision was confirmed by UEFA after Real Madrid squad went into quarantine because of coronavirus. Now, Spanish football writer Juan Castro, who writes for Marca in Madrid, has more on the story.
Yeah, the reason is very easy. Is because they train in the same area, in Valdebebas, in the same training ground. Of course, the basketball in their own training ground and the football one in the football fields, but they train every day in the same area. They share the dining room. So they share all the stuff in the gym, so on. So as they share some staffs, that's the reason all Real Madrid is in quarantine, and not even only the players, but also the workers of Valdebebas, which is the huge training ground of Real Madrid basketball and football teams.
Juan Castro speaking there, and so we do some more with what coronavirus has done so far to sporting competitions. We know that the Czech FA has announced they've suspended the schedule due to coronavirus. Now, Cologne's managing director also said that they won't send their players away for international duty due to the same reason. Dutch football authorities have announced a suspension until March 31. The ATP has announced a 6-week suspension of the men's tour, tasking in all events until the end of April. Now, the Miami Open tennis tournament as well, that was scheduled to start later this month, has been cancelled. And as you know, the biggest one, I think, in the last 24 hours, the Australian Grand Prix has been called off after teams and drivers forced the hand of Formula One bosses. Now, a decision to cancel the race was made in the early hours, of today, of course, if you're following that, after a McLaren team member tested positive for coronavirus in Melbourne. Now, the race abandonment was not made official for another 8 hours. Formula One commentator Jack Nicholls is in Melbourne.
So members of certain teams were at the circuit and were showing symptoms of the coronavirus. So they were self-isolated and tested for the virus. Now, most of them came back negative, but one member from McLaren came back positive for the coronavirus. And from then on, it really felt like an inevitability that the race would have to be called off, because it's such a tight-knit paddock. Everybody has been in the paddock. The drivers have been in the paddock for the last 2 days. And then the paddock moves around the world, in theory, but obviously that, may or may not happen. But in theory, they're going to Bahrain next week. So it was very much unlikely. It was a tough ask for the Grand Prix to happen this weekend, full stop. And it was well known that if there was one case of coronavirus within the paddock itself, within the Formula One teams, then the chances are the race wouldn't go ahead.
So we keep tabs on what will happen then with the 2020 Formula One season. Remember already, the Chinese Grand Prix was totally called off, and we're now thinking about what happens to the Bahrain Grand Prix and truly what happens to the Vietnam Grand Prix, because they share a border with China. Away from all the coronavirus issues this morning, let's talk here in Ghana. Even though we've got some cases here, the Ghana Premier League looks like it will go on. Then last night, Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Elmina Sharks wrapped up match day 14 at Accra Stadium with a draw. After both teams created so many chances, they just failed to score goals and settled for that draw. Kotoko assistant coach Johnson Smith explained why they failed to win the game.
The transition from the middle to the upfront, because they know Opoku to be holding the ball. They have to be fast and help Opoku, but that's the real mistake that dropped in. It was a nice game, and I think these Sharks people prepared, and we also prepared. But football is a game that is straight things. You have to either win, draw, or lose. But I think we'll take the draw as it is.
Well, Amina Sharks coach, our champion, should be an excited man after holding Hearts to a draw and doing the same with the rivals Kumasi Asante Kotoko. He's very pleased
with the result, because Kotoko is not a small team. So if we're able to have a point, I think it's okay. We see from the way the boys are fighting, they really fought well. I think we have 2 or 3 opportunities that they should have taken their time and put the ball in the net. But in football, anything at all happens. Football, a lot of things happen, so we have to take it in good faith. We have another game in 2 or 3 days' time, so we have to go prepare the team for 2 or 3 days, and then we see how it goes.
All right, we'll look forward to that game. Elmina Sharks will be right in there for match 15. After the game, JoySports caught up with some of the fans of Kumasi Asante Kotoko who were not happy with the results.
The one top, Marcel Kunadu shouldn't play that game plan again. 4-4-2 is okay, or 4-4-3. One top is not good. Because one Jeff play and then it comes back to the defenders. And for me, Marcel for the day when they pick Marcel as a coach, I told before that, look, this man will know him very well. Maybe the local black star Marcel, if you are not his player, he will never face you. 100 days will not face you. Look at the type of body he's playing right here. Marcel knows nothing, absolutely nothing.
All right, so if 4-4-2 doesn't work, you do 4-4-3 or 4-4-4. It works out that way for the fans. Anyway, Asante Kotoko will have the chance then to return to winning ways when they come up against Inter Allies on Monday 15. That should be next week, Monday 6th. That's right. In other games to look forward to then. Lagos Cities will take on the Mercy at the Accra Stadium, but Chamber United will play at home. Then Jonas Stars will visit them in that wonderful special derby. Become Chelsea up against Wafa. 11 Wonders will play Busina Dwarfs. Elmina Sharks are back home to face Dreams FC. Great Olympics will come up against Liberty Professionals. Kerala United will face Ash Gold. And talk of Ashanti Gold, the executive chairman, Dr. Kweku Frimpong, says he's no longer interested in running the club. This is a really interesting issue here. Now, this was after his side's home defeat to Bechem United on Wednesday. Just to give you an idea of what the fans did to him and the other management members. Listen to this. can't take it in any longer. Executive chairman wants to step aside and leave the club. Let's end then with the Black Maidens, because they'll take on their counterparts from Liberia in a second leg World Cup qualifier at the Cross Stadium tomorrow. They go into the game having won the first leg 2-0 in Monrovia. So the young ladies are calling for massive support.
Hello, Ghanaians. This is your girl, Alassane Basira. We'll be having a match on Saturday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Black Maiden. Please, we are urging all Ghanaians to try and come and support their girl, Black Maiden. Into a Black Maiden. Saturday ni bane where a match with Liberia ya Accra Sports Stadium. Never support you when you Nana Abraham Maukufu. In a good defense, Dala so because Ghana for good against Namu, Accra Sports Stadium, Namudi. Limboni Yakubaisha, Kanyarton Black Maiden. And Surya made up at the top of Black Maiden, at the main gate in Liberia. Accra back to tell Mafu. Sama yana Gatas on a Surda. Then I met my Saturday for my come to Ghana for that's Saturday moment of buy in match. Thank you. We did the important such a Ghana.
Okay, so certainly, languages there, the Black Ladies are calling for support. They need you at the Cross Sports Stadium, and they went through in Hausa, in Chi, in Fante, in Ghana, all I can hear in Everett. So it's good. Let's see everybody at the Cross Sports Stadium as we support the Black Ladies. But I also have to remind you guys that, we're on Ghana Mountain Joy, yes. And this weekend, we're bouncing to Afajato. The conquest is on, right? We need to try and conquer Mount Afajato. If you haven't been there, you know what I'm talking about. It's not easy, but I pray that you guys will be strong and go in the Lord with all that you need. So there's great stuff to look forward to. The package inclusions, transportations, the tour guide, the breakfast, the lunch, the destination, hohoi, attractions, Afajato, and the Woolly Waterfalls. The rates 250 Ghana cedis. I'm sure you're set and all. We'll be giving you more information as we go on the show, but it's really great. You have to join us as we tour Ghana, conquer Ghana, and I've said conquer Ghana first. These days, it's not easy to travel. You're thinking again. So let's enjoy Ghana the way we have it and make sure it goes out. That's it for the JoySports Center. Quickly reminding you that this afternoon we come your way with the locker room. It will be a bizarre one because we have to talk a lot about coronavirus rather than talking about the game. So many things slashed off the table for us this weekend. Well, I'm George Ado Jr. Before I step out, Kojo is here. Kojo, Mount Afajato. Have you ever conquered it? Mount Afajato. Before I go there, I have to get to the gym. I have to work out, for 2 weeks to be sure I can do it, because I want to do it in a record time. I know what Lex is doing. I have to do it in a record time.
Listen, you have to enjoy the process.
You've tried it before, eh?
Yeah.
You're a survivor.
On the Ghana Grand, we went up the mountain.
I need your pictures when you go to the top.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You were still looking good when you're at the top.
I bet you know me.
It's a
Alrighty then, listen, thanks for joining us, George Adu Jr. and the team with all the sports stories. We're back.